A seismic shift in European defence. Britain and France has signed a Northwood Declaration, coordinating the nuclear deterrent for the first time in history. That's right, 2 independent arsenals, 1 strategic handshake, and the message is super clear, is that Europe is done waiting for Washington to give green light on their defence. So on Thursday, July 10, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron stood shoulder to shoulder at Northwood headquarters, announcing the historic defence pact Northwood Declaration, confirmed that Britain and France will now coordinate their independent nuclear deterrent, a move that's never been seen before in European history. Keir Starmer declared, I'm quoting, "From today, our adversary will know that any extreme threat to this continent would prompt a response from our 2 nations." That's what Keir Starmer says. Here's a video I want you to watch.
Now, as Europe's only nuclear powers and as leaders in NATO, we play a vital role in preserving the peace and security on this continent. So today we've updated the historic Lancaster House Treaty to protect our people and our way of work. This is a major modernisation. We are overhauling the combined Joint Expeditionary Force to make it 5 times larger, 50,000 troops strong, able to act across every domain. But we're going further. This morning, we signed the Northwood Declaration, confirming for the first time that we are coordinating our independent nuclear deterrence. From today, our adversaries will know that any extreme threat to this continent would prompt a response from our 2 nations. There is no greater demonstration of the importance of this relationship.
Macron also added, I'm quoting, "This is a message to our partner and adversary, most here." That's what Macron said. Here's a video I want you to watch as well.
Stratégique avec la France et le Royaume-Uni. C'est pourquoi nous avons pris les mesures qui s'imposent, reflétées par la déclaration de Northwood que vous venez d'évoquer. D'abord, sur le nucléaire, nous avons pris 3 décisions importantes. La première concerne notre doctrine. En 1995, à Chequers, nous avions affirmé que nous ne voyions pas de situation où les intérêts vitaux de l'un soient affectés sur ceux de l'autre. Aujourd'hui, dans le contexte radicalement différent qui est le nôtre, et dans l'esprit de la dimension européenne que j'ai déjà évoquée, nous allons
mentioned, we're going even further. We recognise that we can conceive of no situation of extreme threat in Europe that would not prompt a rapid response on our part, whatever the nature of that response. Second decision is that we're not ruling out the coordination of our respective deterrence postures, the message that our partners must hear, as well as our adversaries. Thirdly,
c'est le choix d'approfondir encore notre coopération dans le domaine de la dissuasion, que ce soit pour la politique, les capacités ou les opérations. Nous avons décidé pour cela d'établir une structure commune, le groupe de supervision nucléaire, qui sera chargé d'animer cette coopération.
Now that you've watched and you got some context, let's break it down. This is not about nuke. It's about trust and sovereignty and survival. The drawback, of course, there is many. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has rattled Europe's security architecture, and US commitment to NATO is under scrutiny, especially after years of mixed signal from Washington. Macron and Starmer are responding to a vacuum in leadership and filling it in with warhead and coordination. This is what Europe is saying basically. They are saying we are not outsourcing our survival anymore. So let's keep this clear, shall we? Britain and France are not emerging arsenal. The nuclear force will remain operationally independent, but will be used only for strategic alliance. And what does that mean? That means joint plan for deterrent scenario, shared threat assessment, coordinated messages to adversaries. And all this will be done by UK and France nuclear steering group to oversee it all. This isn't just fuge, it's a formation, A Europe deterrent in spirit, not in silo. France maintained a stockpile of 290 nuclear warheads, launched from submarine and aircraft, and they spend around 5.6 billion annually to keep them ready. And also on Britain's side, Britain's arsenal is operationally independent, but they rely on US missiles technology and support for maintenance. UK's Trident system is housed aboard Vanguard class submarine with a new generation of Dreadnought class under construction. Together, they form the only two nuclear power in Europe, and now they are coordinating together. The declaration creates a joint overseas committee led by French President and the UK Cabinet Office. So what's their job? What are they going to be doing? Well, their job is to guide nuclear policies, align capability, coordinate operation, and uphold a treaty of non-proliferation nuclear weapons. This is a bureaucracy with a bite, a steering group with the most sensitive weapons on Earth. European allies are curiously optimistic. Some see this as a step towards true European defense identity. Others worry that it could undermine NATO's power. Now let's talk about Russia, because they are likely watching this close. The Kremlin has long viewed France and British nuclear independence as a wild card, and now it's coordinated, is probably viewed as a threat. The US, what about the US? Yeah, they are silenced so far. But make no mistake, this is a wake-up call to Washington. Europe is hedging its bets. This is the first time in modern history that Britain and France, two former rivals, two nuclear power, have agreed to coordinate the deterrent. This is a post-Brexit pivot. It's a post-Trump insurance policy. And it's a post-Ukraine reality check. It is a signal that says Europe is building its own backbone. This is not about missiles. It's about message. A message that France and Britain is telling the world and each other that security starts at home. That sovereignty isn't just a slogan, it's a strategy. And that when the world gets unstable, the old powers don't retire, they reload. I'm Baraka and you've been watching Newsroom.